Hi, in this video we are covering the serverless architectural patterns within three categories: availability, authorization, and orchestration. This is the serverless architectural patterns video. My name is Renato and I welcome you to our serverless well-architected series. Our purpose is to give a short overview of each pattern and cover details in next videos, so make sure to subscribe and do not miss anything. Let's start with the circuit breaker pattern in the availability category. When there is an internal service and requests start fading or slowing down, a separate storage keeps track of how many issues occurred in the last minute, for example. When there are too many failures, communication with the service is shut down to avoid overloading it. The serverless function short circuits to respond API calls with an error, or it can fall back to a secondary backup service. After some time, when the service performance has improved, the API resumes communication and normalizes the workflow. Other availability patterns we will cover in next videos are the function warmer, eventually consistent, and read heavy engine. Now moving to the orchestration category, we have the queue-based load leveling pattern. This pattern can help avoid the overloading of components that don't scale rapidly, such as databases. Suppose this process receives information from various clients and stores it in a database. The serverless function backend can scale very fast, but the database cannot. Using a queue allows to keep the database load within a certain level, regardless of how many requests the serverless function receives. This solution is only viable when the scale mismatch is temporary, otherwise the queue can grow indefinitely and become a bottleneck in your system. Other orchestration patterns we will cover in next videos are the fan-in, fan-out, API interfaces and all its variations, API gateway, internal API, router, and aggregator, as well as data lake, function chain, proxy function, state machine, and many more. Moving into the authorization category, this is the gatekeeper pattern. Every request coming through an API, for example, goes through an authorizer before reaching an underlying service. This authorizer serverless function is called the gatekeeper. This function performs identity authentication and validates whether the client is authorized to access the underlying resources. Another authorization pattern we will cover is the valid key, which solves some issues with the gatekeeper. This video was based on a literature review published recently by a team of researchers from Finland and Italy. Go check their work to learn more about these subjects. In the next videos, we will cover all serverless patterns and dive into more details about their implementation, as well as pros and cons. So stay tuned and subscribe to make sure you will not miss anything. Thank you very much.